I mean, the chickens are
It's a good angle. All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry we took forever.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
We'll blame Jess.
No, it wasn't.
It's this. This is the problem. That's why we're late.
The curl. All right, we just came onto my computer. La computadora.
I'm gonna look on my phone, see if I know what's going on. Turn that volume down.
As it started, I'm missing or still waiting. Okay, there we go. All right, we're up. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Yay. There it is. Woo.
Are they having problems getting logged in? Somebody said.
No, not they.
No, it was everybody. And then we started having a conversation, and Nicole's like, "Should we go live?" And I was like, "Oh, that'd be good.
Should we?
That'd be good.
Should we invite them into the conversation we're having?
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, I gotta turn you guys up.
All right, here we go. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, no, you're not missing it. We were running behind. I had some mic difficulties, and yeah.
But we're here. We're here now.
We're here now.
So should we do introductions in case people are like, I don't know who this is?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start down here.
Oh,
Nicole.
My name is Nicole, and I'm the designer behind Sonar.
Hi, Nicole.
I love the flourish.
And I just messed this up. So there's that. First mistake. All right. Who are you, Jess?
I am Jess, the hot mess from So Many Creations. Yeah, and I'm working on a new pattern. Maybe. I haven't really decided yet. I'm just kind of here hanging out. So
wait, so is that your pattern, Jess, or is somebody else?
Mine. I have a new pattern coming out next week. It's a freebie. And
wow,
I'd love to show it to you, but I left it at work, so I can't. So
you have to make it.
Done, you can see it.
Is it a purse?
It's a wallet.
Ooh.
It's right up your alley, Nicole. It's a cork wallet.
I was gonna say.
And can you please introduce your friend?
The purple hair girl?
The little gray cat right there. Is that Druzy?
Yes. This is Druzy. She's being a super pest. Even though I got her a really cool bed that attaches to the window, she still just wants to be in the way. But she's not working on anything except for pissing me off.
Well, then she's doing her job.
Yeah.
Who's our last friend?
Me? Is it me? Hi.
Yep.
You.
Okay, my name is Lauren.
Lauren, you look very familiar. Have we met?
I think so. I haven't slept in like 5 days, so there's that.
Yeah, you moved your industrials into the workspace today.
Gosh, yes, we did.
That's
amazing. How did that go?
My hands hurt. Like I have calluses already. Like from moving them, it was ridiculous. But we got all 16 in. It's a very tight fit, but it's intimate. Intimate?
There.
All right.
Intimate.
But so I want to have like some people come visit in December to sew. So if you guys are free, but December, so I don't know.
Yeah, let's chat dates. You know,
yeah,
I
want to do it.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Maybe we can just roll up on the way.
We can do live.
We can road trip.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be so fun and like to talk about what I'm thinking of for teachers, because recently I've done a class where I learned what I don't want to happen to teachers. So
yes.
Yeah, we all have had those experiences. We don't talk about them public, but we keep them in the back of our minds so we know.
Yep.
I don't talk about it publicly because I'm always afraid that the wrong person's going to hear it and be like, why would you say that? And like, I know. Because it happened. That's why.
Like, part of me is like, it's not really good, but at the same time, then like, things don't change, you know?
True. Very, very true. It's not easy, especially when it's not in your own space. Like, you're always dealing with a different set of rules, and it's just hard. And then you're also anxious because you're dealing with like new customers and new other things, and it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So I don't think I told you guys, but so the class I taught in Washington, we were working on HD9s, And I'm not a huge fan of the machine because I like what I like. And someone asked me a legit question. They were like, so what are your thoughts? And I was like, well, personally, I'm not a huge fan. They're like, I'm thinking industrial. And I was like, then I would go for it. And I was given a talking to for it.
Yeah.
Tisk.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Well,
But
I
if
was not.
someone's gonna ask your opinion, how are you gonna not tell
Right.
them the truth? Because
Right.
if you're like, this is my favorite machine in the whole world, and then they get it and they're like, but I don't like it, and you're like, well, I never liked it to begin with. Like,
Right,
you don't want to
and-
be that person.
No, exactly. I wasn't there to be like, I don't like this machine to everybody, but I was like, it's not my favorite. If you're thinking industrial, I would go industrial. But if you like this, you like it. You know?
And HD9s aren't cheap.
They're
no,
not,
exactly.
No,
But
that's what I'm sewing on right now because I do like that machine, and I can't say never. I sewed like 4 inches on an industrial. I was very, very special in St. Louis. But like my patterns are domestic friendly, so an industrial would just be like for fun for me. That wouldn't be like for my channel. And
Right.
that's, when you have a business, you have to think differently.
For sure. Like,
So,
especially
Lauren, did
for
they
products.
preface you with that information, or?
Not necessarily. I guess I should have known, but they were like, yeah, we're here to sell this machine. And I was like, well, I'm not.
Yeah. You don't,
Like-
do they not know that you only work on an industrial?
That's the thing. And like, I really feel terrible if the woman who organized it is watching, because she was like, I've watched your content for a really long time. I'm really excited. Like, and it just felt like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, and I mean, it's a learning curve for everybody. Now they know to preface it for the upcoming teachers and all of that too. So
They have a lot of classes, but like, I loved the class, both classes, so much. The students were incredible. We had the best time in the world. And I like, all of that overshadowed the terrible experiences. But at the same time, I'm just like, really?
yeah, that's a bummer when you have expectations that don't get met. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
that's my hand.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's my rant on that.
So have you guys started scheduling classes yet, or do you want to do the December meetup first, or where are you at?
A little bit of both. Like, I have people like putting dibs in because I want to host one class a month. Like right now, I think that's all we could mentally handle. And I feel like that's a good pace for people. And I want to have like a full calendar so that people can look at the dates and go, yes, I want this. No, I want this,
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Well, my hat is thoroughly tossed into that ring.
Yeah. And like, that's what I'm so excited for. Get to see all my friends more often.
Right? I'm excited to have a home classroom space. Home, not necessarily my home, but you know what I mean. All right, I thought that this angle was going to be better, but it's not. So I'm going to move back up here.
I'm done messing with mine. I don't know what's happening. So it is what it is. So chins, whatever, it's all good.
We're here for the chins.
What are your machines? Are Juki's or Thor's?
A combination of both. So I have 1181s and 1541s. Mostly 1181s, and then a couple of the 1541s, and then one cylinder arm. So there's a total of 16 machines in the room. But we'll probably sell 15 class tickets, and then if it's a high demand class, we can let somebody know you're welcome to buy a ticket, but it would be on a cylinder arm.
Gotcha.
So
now, are you going to do like, depending on the, what's the word I'm thinking of? Depending on how popular it is, are you going to do like weekends or just one class on a Saturday?
Okay. I'm going to work with the teachers on that based on what they want to do. But like, especially after the Washington class, after So Badgical, all these events that are like jam-packed, you got to hurry up and finish. And you don't feel like you get to look up and go, hey, neighbor, what do you like to sew? Yep. You're just like constantly frenzied into trying to finish your project. So like, I want to do a Saturday, Sunday class so that depending on how a teacher wants to structure it, whether they provide the pre-cut class kit, they tell people they have to bring items cut, or if the project is small enough, you can cut one day, because we're going to have 16 cutting tables too.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And like, so you could do a cut and a sew. One day cut, one day sew, you know?
I think that would be good because people do really like cutting videos
Yeah.
as well. So I think a cut class would be not
So
class, but you know
the
what I mean.
first one, but it is technically the first one that I want to do is probably the Lauren bag, which is just a super simple like handbag tote. I want to do a cutting day and then a sewing day. You know?
Well, and then on your cutting day, then you have like that night to play games or watch a movie or go shop or do whatever is around your studio.
Yeah, absolutely. And like what's really great about this is like I can be home in the evening for Dorothy, because with all the travel, like I just feel so terrible never seeing her.
Yeah.
Like,
she's getting so big.
I know. And I'm like, I don't want to look back and go, I worked the entire time.
Yeah.
And like I can have teachers come and teach and I can help and then I can go home.
Yeah, it sounds pretty clutch.
Yeah. And I was thinking like 10 to 4 class days.
I don't have children, but I understand exactly what you're saying, because before COVID, like literally all I did was travel like 20 plus times a year. And it's like, it's fun in the moment, but it got so tired. And I was like, I'm never home. Like, I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to see what my husband's face looks like. Like, I haven't seen it in a while. You know, I want to not keep saying no to everything. Like, no, I'm out of town, or I'm getting ready to go out of town.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I want to take a class. I want to take an industrial class because I've never sewn on one.
Yeah.
I want to teach me what I'm doing.
Right. But I mean, come in December, I'll teach you. I'm also thinking about doing like a video that's like QR code, so that like at So Magical, when we're doing the industrial class open sew, having to explain the same thing 60 times in one day was fun, and I enjoyed getting to tell people. But I'm like, this could be a video you could watch, and then I don't have to lose my voice.
And then they can watch you anytime they want and listen to it over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's good too, because a lot of people, if they come for like, they watch the video first, and then of course, when you're watching the video, I don't know if y'all are like me, but I'm like, oh, I could do that. No problem. Right. And then I sit down at whatever it is I'm trying to do. And I'm like, oh, I really bit off more than I could chew with this. But having the support of somebody being there in person, but then having the preface knowledge of like watching the video and knowing, like looking over and say, oh, Lauren is teaching somebody else. So I can just watch the video and do a hands-on follow. But yeah, I think that's smart.
We plan to have, like, we have a really big TV that we're putting in so that people could even put up the pattern steps on the TV, because that would free up table space. That keeps teachers from having to say right sides together, half-inch seam allowance, right sides together, you know. I get it, and I'll do it.
You thought of everything. Like that's
I wanted it to be a luxury classroom. Like,
yes,
a luxury for the students and a luxury for the teachers. Like, yeah.
That'll be super helpful. I remember on the cruise we had the TVs at the front, and I didn't even know about it, but you or somebody else was like following along in the pattern and would have it up. And I was like, oh, that's genius.
Yeah. Kira, I think, set that up.
Yeah, that was super smart, and it really helpful, because then again, the different learning styles, and people, like when I'm explaining things in person, I'm a lot messier. Like I can have a hard time formulating thoughts, which I'm sure if people watch my videos and they picked up on that a little bit, but I'm very like a hummingbird. Brandon calls me a hummingbird. So I'm just like all over the place doing everything all at once. And so having the written instructions there that people can see the seam allowance and, you know, okay, where the diagrams and things, I think can be super helpful for folks.
Yes, exactly. And like Lena said, they had an overhead camera so that someone could sew and teach, and we will definitely be getting one of those. Because that
was cool when we taught 100 years ago, but it was a little hard too. That it was definitely helpful for certain things, but then inevitably somebody's not watching or whatever and they miss it. But I think having all of those options in place will be really helpful for every type of learner. And I mean, if you're capping out at 15, those days are going to be so nice, and you'll actually get a lot of like one-on-one FaceTime with people.
Yeah, exactly. So like all of the teaching I've done over the past like 4 years, because it was 2019. Did you know that?
When we met?
That was 2019.
Wow.
Aww.
No, that was at least 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, easily. Yeah.
Okay.
Girl math. Girl math. Yeah, it does feel like a long time ago. I guess it was just before, it was the summer before COVID.
I thought you two knew each other way longer than that. Like many.
Nope.
Probably a previous life.
Probably.
Yes. No, we met, we were teaching, and I was like, oh, I've watched your YouTube channel. And she's like, cool. And I was like, I was thinking about starting one. She was like, do it. I was like, okay. And then
Like,
here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah.
That on that.
And I was just sweating over meeting everybody at So Magical because I'm just a nervous wreck every day of my life. And then you guys were cool, and I was like, oh, they're not jerks. This is amazing.
No.
I feel like
They're
we were
nice to-
super hesitant the first year you were in Florida. We were just like, who's this?
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
also didn't want to talk to anybody because I've had such shitty experiences with, like, not bag makers really, but quilters. And I was like, watch, they'll be nice to me. And then when I see them again, they'll be like, and you are. Or they'll just not be nice to me at all. And I'll just feel like a loser and I'll regret that I said anything.
No.
So I forced myself to sit next to Nicole during that meetup. And when I knew that I liked both of you, do you remember you had questions for us and we all like picked some? And Nicole said to you before we started, do I have to answer my question? And your response to her was, why, you don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer? And I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? This is amazing. I was like, they're so just like funny with each other. I'm like, I think I want to be their friend. I want to hang out here.
Well, that happened pretty quickly too. It was like when we first met, we were pretty like, hey, how are you? Whatever. But then as soon as we started doing So Magicals and everything together, definitely became like a sister situation. Just talking shit to each other.
Mm-hmm.
The best.
Let's see. We've got some comments. Should we read some comments, or were you going to give me a compliment, Lauren? Up to you.
I mean, your hair is always incredible, and I always love your vibe. From the moment I met you in the elevator, I knew we would be friends forever.
Did we meet in the elevator?
Was it love in an elevator?
Yes, it was in the elevator, Nicole. No.
Oh, my memory. You can't.
Either we got in an elevator together, or I saw you coming out of an elevator, and I was like, you have fun hair too. We will be best friends forever.
Yeah, that's always, I mean, definitely there's a lot of colors there's a lot of hair colors in the bag making community, but that's always a good indicator of if I'm going to get along with people.
Yeah.
Not the only indicator. That sounds weird and elitist, but it's not.
I was gonna say it's not the requirement.
No.
It's not weird if it's true though. So,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Oh, Christy said, "Hey y'all, NC misses each of y'all. I'm working on a tester pattern, but I've liked each of your lives and have one streaming on each device. The real
Thank
MVP."
you. Yes. Yes,
True.
that's awesome.
Not all heroes wear capes. I'm just
That's
saying.
true. Wait, so Lauren, what are you sewing?
I am working on a boxy bag by Jess of So Many Creations.
Oh, well.
So here's the fun story. Okay. So I wanted to do the like split half and half, but I didn't watch or read the video long enough. So I cut my two pieces and sewed it together, and I was like, wait, it's just half and half.
Oh, no.
But I loved it. So here we are. I'm making some Christmas gifts.
I love it.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Let's
that is-
see. Sharon, Nicole,
Yeah.
looking for your zipper template. Sharon, if that was you that commented on a video earlier, I put the link up for you. But it's on my website under acrylic templates. Let's see. Rena says hello from Boulder. Beth Miller said, that's how I like classes. One day cut, then one day sew. The participants love it too. So there we go.
Good. Beth is awesome. You will love her. I love her.
Hi, Eva. Eva said, what a trio. Ta-da. scissors go. Jess, how's yours coming?
I'm top stitching. So far so good. I haven't messed up. And my husband brought me a glass of wine, so I'm good.
I considered popping a twisted tea, but I didn't.
Not sponsored, but it's New York wine. So
Yeah, how's the weather up by you guys? You guys are up in the cold parts.
it's chilly. It's not my favorite time of year, but it hasn't snowed yet, so I can deal. That's about it. Not great. But I guess it could be worse.
Could always be worse.
Yes. How is your weather right now?
64.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah. It was balmy. I left the gym earlier. I had to go to the gym to work out that aggression that I was talking to you about earlier. Didn't work, but I did get a good workout in. But when I came out of the gym, it was like balmy and hot. I said something to Brandon about it. It's out of character for this time of year for sure.
It's actually warmer today than it has been. Your cat just really wants to be a part of everything.
Yeah, and I got her this like the coolest window. I'll show you. I got her that window seat, which she sits in it a lot, but whenever I'm working, she's like, "Oh yes, this is our time, mother."
It's my time to be important. Hold me.
She just lays all up in the way, and then she gets mouthy, and then she'll bite me when I try to move her. So she's confused.
She's mouthy.
Yeah, she'll like start meowing and stuff at me. Lauren, where's Ben? I haven't seen him in forever.
He's around. He just hates Dorothy, so like he doesn't come much.
They don't get along, huh?
Yeah, he's like, could you just not have done this?
Does she like try to play with them and stuff, or
Like she tries to pet him, and he doesn't like kids.
yeah?
So anytime, not anytime, but there have been times where she walks by and he like, dude, no, you can't do that.
He was like, I was here first.
Truly, he's like, I'm the baby.
I never asked for a sister. Please leave.
Too much.
And don't you? What's your other Tanner?
Connor, he passed away last year.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He was old. It's okay.
He was the old boy.
Yeah. It was his time.
Yeah. How old was he?
He was like 13 or 14.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good run.
Yeah. Like not the youngest, but he had lost his teeth and stuff like that, so
Oh.
yeah.
Was he nice to Dorothy?
He was, yeah.
Oh. Well, Dorothy's gonna learn the hard way that not all cats are the same.
Right. I have thought about getting her a kitten, but we can't even fathom having something else that poops or pees in the house. So like, no thanks.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have enough going on.
Yeah. So we're just like, no. No
Get
thanks.
her one when she's like of age to take care of it.
Pretty much. I thought about getting her one like now, but yeah, no thanks. That and Ben would even more so be like, screw you guys.
Yeah, so did you have Connor first or Ben?
Connor.
Okay. Yeah, we tried to integrate a third cat when we lived out in Colorado. Is this cat that just came up like literally out of nowhere. She came from the woods, and we named her Ziggy because she had 2 different color eyes like David Bowie.
Yeah.
And we tried to integrate her into the house, and Salvador and Druzy were not having it. I've never seen those two get along so well. They combined efforts for a common goal, and that was to murder Ziggy.
Aww.
Which they didn't because Ziggy was an outdoor cat, and she could really hold her own. But we gave her to our friends that have 35 acres, and now she's just a farm cat that eats catnip and lays in the garden all day.
Aww.
I don't think it could have found a better spot for her. But yeah, I don't know how people integrate cats
Yeah.
so easily.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, I feel like.
Jess, do you have pets? You have a dog, right?
We
Or
have
couple
2 dogs. They don't like each other. So
Oh.
we have 2 females. So they're constantly just fighting to be the alpha because they're only 2 years apart. And we got the younger one, Zoe, because our older dog was dying and we thought that, she wanted a friend. Turns out she didn't.
Yeah.
So every day she's just hoping that Zoe lives somewhere else, and she's not. Zoe loves Roxy, and Roxy wishes Zoe would just leave. So it's fun. We've gone to the emergency vet a few times because they get into girl fights, and Roxy usually loses. She's older and smaller, so she ends up losing that battle. And then it costs us a lot of money to fix whatever is broken and wrong. So that's fun. But yeah, no cats for us. Just those two crazy dogs. And you have a bigger dog, Nicole, don't you?
I have two. I have two big dogs. I have Joppa. Joppa's the white one, and Clemmy is the brindle.
Okay.
But Clemmy was the ground score that I found almost 2 years ago now. She's been she's doing good. She's still a nut job for sure, but she's sweet. She does like the toe taps, and if you talk to her, she'll just like.
I love
and
that.
if you pet her butt, I mean, she lifts her legs up off the ground. It's so cute. I can try to bring her in a few minutes, see if she'll do it. But she's just like a nut for food. So anytime you say like treat or whatever, she loses her mind. But she's gotten really good. She's come a long way from the first day that I got her. Actually, the first day I got her, I went live and she was like hiding under my sewing desk the whole time. But yeah, she's a sweetie, but she's just a nut. But she's like the nicest. She is the nicest, but she's like can be a little scary sometimes. I think because she's a street dog, she's like, don't mess with me.
Well, that's how Zoe is. Like she is the sweetest, nicest dog, but when it's like she gets crazy, and they're not like food aggressive with each other or anything, but they get attention aggressive. So like if Eric and I are like playing with like Roxy too much, Zoe gets like bent about it and then instantly wants to fight her. And I'm like, but why? Like, you're fine. You have attention too. And they get really pissy with toys. So sometimes toys are okay. And sometimes we bring them and then they go in the garbage because they are fighting so hard over them that I'm afraid someone's going to get hurt. But
That's
then
wild.
Roxy will lay down and Zoe will like lick her and kiss her and love on her. But Roxy won't kiss her back. Like, it's very one-sided. It's very... we're best friends, and she's like, no, you're my best friend, but like I'm not yours. I don't love you that much. So this comment is cracking me up.
Yeah,
it's so lovely to see all three of you together, but really confusing. I watched so many of your videos and now you're on the same screen talking. Same. It is confusing. It's confusing for me too.
we talk a lot off screen too.
We do, yes. We have
Charlie was relaying. He said, Nicole, what is the glue you were using? Being asked in another group. So forever who was asking, this is Beacon Fabritech. It's quick dry fabric glue, and I love it. It's expensive, but I think well worth the money.
Do you use that for hardware or just for like cork to cork or both?
All. And wherever I don't want to use tape, I'll use that glue.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, or if I have a big area to cover, like I just glued the two interior and exterior together on the tall wallet, and I didn't want to do a ton of strips of tape, so I use glue for stuff like that.
Okay.
Hi Claire, I hope your baby's doing good. Carol said that her hubby brought her wine too. It's been a really long and not done yet work week. Thanks for keeping me company while I work. Carol, we've all had a rough day. Before we even went live, I said I'm in such a bad mood. I hope seeing you guys will cheer me up, and immediately it did. So that's good. But yeah, even Brandon said, is Mercury in Gatorade or something? Like, what is going on right now? It's like nothing is working out these days.
And
but
I know Lauren is going on lack of sleep, as am I, and way too much stuff going on personally and work-wise. And so I was almost in tears because I couldn't figure out how to do a video because I just couldn't deal. So, but Lauren talked me off the ledge after Nicole attempted. It was fine.
well, you're like, I don't want to hang up. I was like, I don't know anything about
And
StreamYard.
she was like, go talk to Lauren. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I was trying to like FaceTime, then I was like, wait, Nicole doesn't need to be there. I'll just end this one and go to the other one. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, the FaceTime thing, that got a little confusing. I was like, is somebody actually, do I need to be answering this? Do you need to go out, Susie?
We are a whole brand of chaos, but we seem to understand each other, so it's okay. It works.
So I'm adding a little handle to the side of mine, and I just took my corner cutout and made a little clear binding situation.
Oh,
So
That's
perfect.
adorable.
It's a little more secure.
And it won't be like sharp.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's looped to the top up here, you can see, but once you turn it, you're not going to know. So
Perfect.
share what I was doing.
I love it.
So is everybody getting boxy bags, Lauren?
Pretty much. Okay, so my family's coming into town for Thanksgiving from DC. The place was supposed to be done, but we don't have power yet. Ameren, our power company, is like dragging their ass. And so I'm going to just set up a bunch of extension cords for the machines and try to teach all of them how to sew just like a simple zipper pouch.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
That will be super. Now, do any of your family, do they sew, or how did you like get into sewing?
I don't like, I have an aunt who kind of taught me how to sew a little bit, but I already knew some things and was doing it on my own. She just tried to like define it a little bit more, which was super fun. My grandma, who won't be visiting, or maybe I don't know if she is or isn't, we like to surprise each other a lot and be like, oh, guess what? Someone's here. You didn't know.
I love doing that.
But she is an amazing seamstress and like very skilled. So I haven't learned a lot from her, but I think it's just ingrained in me from her. Like I inherited that in the genes from her. One of my sisters likes to sew a little bit here and there, but not a ton. So it'll just be really fun to like see the chaos that unfolds.
Well, it always gives people a better perspective for what we do too, because I know a lot of people will kind of make comments like, "Oh, you just get to sew all day."
No.
Or you just get to do, and I'm like, yeah, there's about 11 billion other tasks that go along. Sewing is the least amount of things that I get to do.
Right.
But then you get somebody on a sewing machine and they immediately stop, talking all that mess because they're like, oh, it's sharp and moves fast. I'm like, mm-hmm.
Right.
And then let's see you sew a straight line there, bozo.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. Both of my brother-in-laws are like Air Force or retired Air Force. And it'll just be really entertaining, I think.
Yeah.
I'm definitely recording it. I have their permission.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a fun video eventually.
Yeah, and so they'll be the first people to take a class.
Yeah. Hopefully it ends similarly to the way your mom's first sewing project ended.
Yeah, maybe. She still carries that damn wallet. She loves that thing. Yeah. She shows everybody, I made it. I'm like, see? It's fun, right?
Yeah. Story, Nicole. How'd you learn, or how'd you get into sewing?
Me?
Yeah.
So in 5th grade, my school made us, we did like a practice middle school for a couple weeks and we had to choose an elective. And they did like a mock setup where we would switch classes several times a day so that we got used to the idea and could navigate and stuff like that. And so the elective that I chose was sewing. And my Nana took me to the rag shop in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's not there. I drove past it last time I was down there a few weeks ago. It's not there anymore, but it's in the Publix parking, or it was in the Publix parking lot off 10th and Kirk, for those of you who are in West Palm. But yeah, so I would spend all of my hours and allowance at the rag shop. And so it just, I've just always been into crafting and making stuff with my hands. And my other grandmother, my grandma Bobbitt, she was a woodworker and made like doll houses and rocking chairs and all sorts of like really ornate wood art. Like she would make these giant panels and cut out all these pieces of wood, and they would be it's like a wood painting of sorts. But so I've always just been like inclined to do crafts, but then I learned how to sew in that 5th grade 2-week course. I learned how to like thread a machine and stuff. And then because I showed interest in it, my mom's husband at the time, Linda, she's been racking them up. But that one, his sister gave me an old Italian Bassetti, and it had the jankiest cord situation. It was like duct taped and it was so bad. Highly shockable. But I would just sit in my closet every weekend and sew, and I actually used to make bags, and I would put like cardboard in the bottom and carry them at school. So I started making bags in 6th grade was when I started doing that. But
That's
yeah.
incredible.
So it's been going since then. What about you, Jess?
This is Roxy. She's of course a nervous wreck now. She wants to come up and then she doesn't.
Aw.
You're good. She's like, yeah, I don't like it. So
She's so cute. Is she a Chihuahua?
she is. She's a very overweight, unhappy Chihuahua, but she is a Chihuahua. So
That sounds accurate for a Chihuahua.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much our life. But yeah, so my grandmother, I lived with my grandparents till I was 15, and my grandmother made everything. She loved to sew, but she was also into like every kind of craft you can imagine. Cross stitch and knitting and like everything. And she made a lot of clothing and like home things. She never quilted, never made a bag. It's kind of weird that those were the things that I picked up, but I learned how to sew from her. And yeah, that was like our connection. So probably since I was like 7 or 8, that was just like what we did together. And I was allowed to use the machine, and I still have the machine.
Oh,
And,
nice.
yeah, it's in a closet right now because it needs to be fixed. Before she passed away, that was her thing. She was like, I'm going to get the parts and I'm going to get this machine fixed. And unfortunately, she did not get a chance to do that. But I was like, well, I will get it fixed for you.
Yeah.
It is a 1960 Singer Slant-O-Matic. It is beige. It is heavy. It is like all metal, and it's probably never been cleaned. Because I don't think she really knew that was like something you were supposed to do. It was probably felt in the bobbin case. But yeah, that's how I learned. And then I started making bags. I don't know. I just kind of was obsessed. I've always loved purses, and I was like, I want to make my own. And just kind of started making my own, and I made them for all my bridesmaids when I got married.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just like not like for the wedding, but just like for fun, and and then the inevitable: are you gonna sell these? Like, you should sell them, and then that started, and then after that, it became patterns, and now this. So
That's so funny. My sewing and designing has changed so much. Like in high school, I would go to like Goodwill or thrift stores, and I'd buy the largest pair of corduroy pants I could find. And I'd cut it up. I was very patchworky. I was super hippie. I had locks. It was the whole thing. And big, huge hobo bags, like kitchen sink bags. And that was, people would want to buy them. And some people will still pull those bad boys out. And I'm like, please, never, I would never want to see them again. But it's really interesting because now like a lot more like concise and minimal and precise, like precision is kind of like what I go for. And so it's just really funny to know that like 15 years ago I was like, yeah, I'll just slap these two together and call it a day.
exactly. And like there was no cork, and like all the things that you do now are totally different.
But it does, like the whole sustainability thing, that's, I was always like upcycle, recycle, but I was also like broke, so I didn't want to buy fabric. But yeah, I would just spend $2-3 on a pair of hard pants and cut it up and make all sorts of bags.
Like, look how cute this is. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But like,
No, that's adorable. I love
That's
that.
so. Which vinyls are those, Lauren?
This one is from Fabric Therapy. My sister's obsessed with squishmallows, and then this one is just a clear from my website.
Cute. Is that the little stars?
It's little hearts.
Oh, cute. I was looking at your site. Well, every time I get the emails, I always look, and I'm like, I don't need vinyl. I don't, Nicole. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Right, exactly.
But one of these days, I'm gonna get some of that clear. I have some of the jelly vinyl from a while ago. I just haven't made anything with it. But it seems like it would be great for things like that, like a travel bag, because you just wipe them out.
Yeah.
My husband's mad at me because I called my dog overweight, but it's true. He said that was rude. I'm just noting that Jess is having virtual classes in 2024. Jess will be. I was doing virtual classes back during COVID, and then I stopped because we started doing virtual retreats, but we will be doing virtual classes again. The reason they're not on the calendar is because I have had way too many things going on, but also I have to, virtual like Zoom classes are very prep heavy because I have to have all the steps kind of like prepared to show you before, because in a class I will walk around and grab somebody's project and be like, you're a step ahead, I'm going to borrow this. Can't do that in Zoom. So I have to get out all of my boxes of classes that I used to teach and then add some new ones on. So that's why there aren't dates yet. But I do have virtual retreat dates on the website. So, and those you can work on anything you want.
Jess, I want to pick your brain about doing virtual classes, because a lot of my peoples, like my patrons and stuff, they want me to do them, but for some reason I just can't like wrap my head around how to do it. Lauren just sent me some info recently too. But yeah, I want to start doing stuff like that as well. I don't really know. I just don't know how to do it.
I love it because I don't have to leave. Like I can, like virtual retreats, I sit right here. And I work at my house. Virtual classes, because they're more specific and I'm teaching something I'll do in my studio where I have like way better lighting and more room. But like what I did them all through Zoom. I did not know about StreamYard, so I don't know if that will change or not. Because I had never used it before until Kayla. She's the one that introduced me to StreamYard, and I'm still not 100% sure about it. But what I did with the Zoom classes is I always had a front-facing camera just to like introduce myself, get everybody on there, see who, whose faces were there, and then I just had an overhead camera the whole time. I would show them a step, kind of just like leave it on camera, give them a few minutes. When everyone seemed ready, kind of move on to the next one. And then I actually paid for the upgraded Zoom so that you can save files, and I would email them after class so that they could have the video to watch later for, I would give them like usually like 2 to 3 weeks. And a lot of times people couldn't make it. So they already signed up. So then they would be able to watch it on their own. Of course, they'd have to listen to our chit chat and stuff, but at least they got to watch the class. And one of the girls that came to so Magic Hall, Florida last year, she came up and she was like, "Hi, I'm Nikki." And I was like, "Hi." And she's like, I was like, "Oh, wait, you're Nikki." Like every time we tried to have a class together, something would happen and she couldn't make it. And so I got to meet her in person before I ever got to see her on camera.
There you go.
That's great. So it was fun. It was really fun, and everyone seemed to really like it. And then things started opening up again, and we started doing virtual retreats. So I just kind of stopped doing classes, but now they want them again. Because I was doing a paper piecing, like a foundation paper piecing class at my shop, and a few people were like, "I don't live near you, and I want to take this. Like, will you do it online?" And I was like, "Sure." I haven't done that in years, but why not? Like, I can do that.
Yeah.
And so what's the big difference between the retreat and the classes? The retreats, they can just work on anything? Because I was definitely browsing your site. I read your page on the retreat because I was like, what is she doing over here? What does Jess got going on? But it seems like they just kind of show up when they want to. They can pop in and out and stuff.
Exactly. So it starts on a Friday, and then it's like all day Saturday and part of the day Sunday. I send them a little goodie bag before we get started. Sometimes they're themed, sometimes they're not. It depends on how far ahead I think. And then they can work on anything. And then what they'll do is, like show off what they did. If they have a question, they'll ask, but they can, they can work on anything they want during the weekend. They don't even have to sew if they don't want to sew. Sometimes people are doing like handwork or whatever. And it's not a formal class. So like, I'm not there giving step-by-step instructions.
You just get to enjoy your time too.
Yeah, you just do whatever, and you're like, hey, in this pattern, like, am I doing this right? Or has anyone made this before? And then people will kind of like chime in. But we have like this core group that has come to every single retreat, and we've just gotten to like really know each other, and it's really fun, like to watch their friendships, and then to know that like, wait a minute, we're missing someone. Like Charlie is one of our people that comes all the time.
Yeah.
And when Charlie's not there, they're like, where's Charlie? Like you immediately feel like you're missing something because like someone isn't there with you.
That's so cool.
It's really cool. And he was one of the ones that had suggested it. And I was like, I don't know. Like, do people really want to sew and sit on their computer all day long? I'm like, all right, we'll try it. And before we were done, they're like, when's the next one? I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to keep doing this. And we're like 3 years in. So yeah, we're going to keep doing this.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Have to steal that idea too then.
Take it. Like I'll give you every bit of information you want.
Sweet.
It's super fun. You should come to one. Like just come like hang out and like see everything and then try it. Like it's fun because they like to see what you're working on. If you're working on like a new pattern or like a technique or something, and like you can show everybody, and like I'll spotlight myself and show them what I'm doing. I'll do like some like little giveaways and stuff. And I mean, you can do whatever, you can make it however you want to make it. But it's nice because we have people all the way from literally down the road from me, like that live near me, to California. Like,
yeah,
they're all over the place showing up. I have somebody in Norway who wants to come, and I was like, then come. Like, I don't know what our time difference is. It's going to be crazy for you.
Right.
they could probably come on what would be your Friday would be their Saturday.
Yeah, because somebody was commenting today when I was on live at, it was like noon, and she said it was 6 o'clock in Norway. And I'm like, yep, that is quite a big difference.
Yep.
Yes, Kim was in my retreat this weekend. We had so much fun. So
Somebody just asked what we are working on too. So, Lauren, what are you working
I'm working on the So Many Creations boxy bag. It is a free video from Jess, who's right there. Who's right there?
for me,
And Jess?
I am working on a free wallet pattern that will be available next week, and that's all I can show you because I didn't bring my finished ones. But we'll see how far I get on this one. You might be able to see it.
Wait, so can you tell us what the attributes are going to be?
Yes. So I want to know about you too, Nicole, here, since wallets are kind of your specialty. Do you get asked for men's wallets a lot?
Like patterns?
Like patterns, yeah.
Well, not really, because if I do, I just send them to my website.
Yeah, you have.
Because I have lots of patterns.
You have lots of patterns. I didn't know if you had like a specific men's wallet, but that is like one of those things that they have asked me for over and over and over again for years. And I'm like, no, because like I'm not a dude. I don't know. And my husband doesn't even carry like a regular wallet. I don't know what to make. So I started playing with a new wallet, and if you take off a couple of the pieces, it looks just like a men's wallet. So now it's kind of like a twofold. So you can make it girly with like a snap closure and the little coin pouch, or you can make it plain and simple men's wallet. So the Poppy wallet will be live at some point next week.
All right, that's exciting. I had somebody reach out to me and they sent me some pictures of a wallet, and I was like, ooh, that is a cool idea. So I've been like percolating on that one too. But yeah, I always do like a bifold or bifold with ID, and that one's super popular. And then I actually have a trifold with ID cut. That's a custom that I have to make tonight. But yeah, I always just send them what I already have. The Deimos too, I feel like is a good in between. I don't like to, and this might be like woke of me, whatever, but like the whole genderizing of a wallet, I think is interesting, because vending, I have seen like my biases towards wallets have been totally flipped. I've seen lots of women buy, a bifold wallet, and it's just not something that I would have ever gone toward before, but it's so practical, and a lot of people don't carry coins and stuff anymore. So I do think it's really interesting, but so I shy away from saying like men's wallet, women's wallet. Although, I mean, I of course think certain wallets look certain ways, but yeah, it's been really interesting vending. People are so particular about their wallets.
Very. And I agree with you, especially, I mean, it's 2023, things are a lot different, and nothing has to be gender specific. My husband does not carry a wallet. He uses one of those like RFID card things. That drives me crazy because you have to take everything out to find something, but he likes it, and it's not my deal, it's his. I like a wallet that has coins in it, because even though I hate coins, I also don't know what to do with them. And so I'm like, it's either the bottom of my purse, my car, or like my pocket. So I may as well have a place to put them. And
yeah.
My sister is very like simple. Like when it comes to that kind of stuff, she doesn't carry a purse. She uses a backpack. She's 24. She's in college. So she kind of does her thing. And she's been carrying a stereotypical men's wallet since she had a driver's license. And so she's the one that was like, could you make something that doesn't have all the hardware on it? Because like, I don't like it. Because I said, look, and she's like, it's cute, but like, don't put snaps on mine. I'm not into that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's fine. It's whatever suits you.
Yep. People are so funny with their wallets. That's why I came up with the Deimos, because it's like a slim wallet, but it also has a place for coins. And that was the wallet that I was in for a while. I'm back in a slim bifold now, but the Deimos was great because I always forget to like take my earrings off, or I always forget to put them on, and so I would just like keep a pair of earrings in the little coin pouch.
Oh, smart.
And that worked out well. But yeah, now I'm back in a slim bifold, so it's, oh, sorry, my hand. But I don't have a little coin pouch anymore. But I just finished this tall wallet. This was a custom order. She said that she wanted brick cork and then olive and mustard, so it's giving like Rasta vibes.
Yeah. That's very fall. I like it.
Yes, fall. It is always good. I always, whenever I do rust and mustard together, it makes me think of ketchup and mustard.
Same.
That's just because I'm food oriented. That's
Yes. If I have anything that has red and yellow together, I'm like, this looks like a hot dog. I just can't help myself.
Looks like a hamburger.
It does. I don't know if I know Nicole does not like scary movies too much, but
No.
there's one of the Scream movies. Courtney Cox has on a yellow suit with like a red shirt, and I mean she looks like a hot dog, and I just can't see past it because it's all I see whenever I see that scene. I'm like, yep, she looks like food.
It is a good color combo though, so
It works. It's classic.
especially for fall. It's such a good, like the muted yellow and green.
Kira linked the tall wallet PDF pattern.
Oh,
Very cool. All your wallets are good. Like I like
Link?
all of them.
wow. I really need to shorten that link, huh? That's a long one. Thank you, Kira. Yeah, Jess, I need to try out some of your wallets. I don't think I've ever made any of yours. Any of your patterns, probably.
No, maybe that's what we need to do on another live. And then we'll really blow their minds when we confuse them even more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would be fun to go around. Like, I really want to make the Taylor tote that you put out, Lauren.
This is so funny though, because
I really do.
I was thinking, I don't know if it was when I was like on the toilet or something, but I was like, oh my gosh, it would be so funny if like I was working on Jess's pattern and Jess was working on Nicole and Nicole was working on mine. Anyway, so it's funny you guys say that.
That is fun. And or we can like all work on the same pattern.
Yeah. Or
And
maybe we
then-
can do it in December when you come hang out.
Ooh, yeah, we need to chat dates because I don't have a whole lot.
No.
I know I vend December 2nd here locally.
Well, I'll be on the So Magical cruise, missing you.
I know. That darn Kayla. She needs to.
She has no right to introduce us and then not let us do everything together. I think it's rude. I don't care for it.
Need to talk to the manager.
I have many times. She does not seem to do anything except laugh at me. So I don't know. I filed my complaints. We'll see how far they go.
I guess they're not going to go too far.
Probably not. I've even tried to include Alex, and Alex is like, "Yeah, I can't help you." I'm like, "But you should." So,
Okay, but please.
love us too.
Oh, Lauren, you designed a little tote bag for that, right?
Yeah, it's just like super simple, but I was on the airplane coming home from Washington and I was like, you know what? It's not an impressive class, but I can make an impressive little printout with illustrations, so that was fun.
There you go. That's perfect.
The only downside was there was somebody next to me, so I'm like on my laptop like this
Oh gosh, yeah.
to do it all, and then I threw out my back doing that.
Throughout your back?
I threw out my back, like the strain of me sitting that way. I hurt my back. It was great.
Gotta start sitting in first class, girl.
Yeah, they don't have that. It's on
What airline do you fly?
Southwest. Thank you. Gosh.
Oh, Southwest, yeah. But I always fly American just because that's Charlotte is the second biggest hub in the US for Americans, so that's where we fly.
That's fair. Southwest, I just that's my business card. So I have all these points and then I get on the plane first and Dorothy flies free. So it's just like.
Wow, she still flies free?
Well, so they have something called companion pass if you spend enough or fly enough. So like she goes wherever I go for the cost of the security fees or whatever.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. You can change your companion, but I'm like, well, yeah. Pretty much she's going if I'm going.
Yep. Somebody asked who's doing the Alaska cruise.
Are we allowed to say?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't know if we're
Kayla's
allowed
not
to say.
here.
Yeah, she said she was going to stop by, but I haven't seen any comments
No, I
from her.
haven't. I heard
Well-
that somebody really cool is going to be on it, but like
I
that's
was going to say, if there's anybody live who is going to be teaching, I think they could raise their hand and they're not technically answering it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that information has been put out yet. And what I heard was it was because at least one of the teachers has not given their information back. So that's just a rumor that I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. But I heard that one of the teachers is super behind and has not, figured out what she's doing.
It's
Is
a
that
lot.
teacher? Is that teacher on this live?
She might be. It's totally possible.
I can tell you I'm not doing the Alaska cruise. How about that? Process of elimination.
Lauren, are you doing the Alaska cruise? So, well, it only leaves one.
Lucky ducky. I am doing New Orleans though.
That is making me super jealous because I have never been to New Orleans and I
Oh,
would love
really?
to go. Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
love
yes,
it.
I want to
There's
go.
tickets available.
There are tickets available. And don't think that I haven't contemplated. Can I go? Can I go and not be a teacher? Can I go and chill out? That would be amazing.
So
I haven't
you
done
don't
that ever.
you don't like to fly, is that correct?
I don't mind flying. It's not a fear. I hate being confined and not being able to get up when I want to. Plus,
sure.
I'm not a slim kind of a girl, and I don't really like being that close to strangers and having them touch my legs and things. And I just don't like it. So,
Well, I was gonna say you could always come to St. Louis. That's 8 hours from NOLA. Come here, hang out for a little bit, then go to NOLA, so that it's less.
I mean, I'm loving everything about this. So, who knows? 2024, I could see Lauren even more than I anticipated, and Nicole. That would be great.
Where in New York do you have your shop, Jess?
In the middle of nowhere. I am in the upstate eastern part of New York, so I'm 2.5 hours north of New York City, about 3 hours south of Canada. So I'm I'm closer to the Vermont border than I am Western New York or the city or anything. So,
Okay. I spent a lot of time on the other upstate side of New York when I was a kid.
yes, you Syracuse area, did you say? Yeah.
Yep.
And that is such a stupid debate right now with the entire New York state. We're not upstate, we're central. We're all not the city. That's really all that upstate means. It means not New York City and not Long Island.
Yep.
And I just use it as a general term, but then as soon as somebody goes, well, technically you're the capital district, and what part of New York are you from? Because only people from New York would know that. It's you living in North Carolina, no one's so you live in Raleigh, and you're no, I live in a different part. They're oh, okay, the state. I cannot say I live in New York because they're I went there once, I saw the Statue of Liberty. I'm that's great.
Yeah. You're
no. Also, I
other New York. There. Yeah, that's definitely true.
It's hard. So I just stick with upstate. It works.
Lauren, are you gonna do any retreat style things at your place? I guess with 15 and a half, kind of limited, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're not gonna do So Whatever Weekend because that is a So Magical So Whatever Weekend thing. That's a destination. That's a full weekend in a hotel room. You know what I mean? Access to the machines almost 24/7. That's So Whatever Weekend. And we don't have any planned at the moment, but we hope to. It's just that Kayla's busy. I'm busy. So my plan is So Whatever Studio Weekend, which would be themed weekends for a movie genre. So like Twilight weekend or something. We just watched Twilight all weekend, and then you can like bond over love hating Twilight and bond over sewing, or like a Harry Potter weekend. So you can bond over loving Harry Potter. We'll watch the Blu-rays so that nobody gets the money. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh,
so there would
that
be
one
like,
took me a minute. I'm like,
nobody gets the money. Yeah, terrible people that are terrible people don't get the money because the Blu-rays were cheap. But yeah, so like a Lord of the Rings weekend, I have planned with someone. There's no set dates yet, but like, yeah. So there's retreat style weekends in my mind. That would be really fun for that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think I'm only like a 2-hour flight from you.
Yeah, and our airport is super, super close. And then I've been going back and forth of like self-guided sewing weekends. So teachers who are either tired or like don't quite know how to fully teach a class from beginning to end, but want to dip their toes, can have a self-guided sew weekend. So here's the pattern. It's X pattern that they designed, and they don't necessarily want to teach a full day, but they're down to hang out and like ask questions. What are you stuck on? That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
That's cool, like a relaxed.
Yeah, and like just trying to reach different skill levels of bag makers and people who are like, I need the most help, sign up for an actual class instead of a self-guided, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so it's almost like a self-guided is an in-person virtual.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah.
But can you please show me really quick this step because I don't quite understand it. And yeah, just having the ability for someone to help you, but not necessarily having to have someone tell you exactly what to do.
Yeah, it's like at your own pace. You'll definitely have to tell people how to install the interior zipper.
Yeah. Yeah, or we can put a video up on the screen. And is everybody ready to pause it? Okay, let's pause it. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Or even if you did like certain steps and it's just like constantly playing like picture in picture, you know, there's like step one. Yeah.
So we're gonna cater to as many learning styles as we possibly can, just because of the experiences I've had. And I hate when people leave a class and they're frustrated because they didn't get to finish things like that. So
that's always the best feeling as a teacher. And luckily my patterns are relatively small, so I can accomplish that. I haven't tried to do any of my like harder patterns, but yeah, when everybody leaves and they're done and then you see them out and about like with the bag or with the wallet and they're already using it, that's the best.
Yeah. Look at this cute one.
Oh, I use cork.
Yeah, I use the So Many Creations cork.
All right. You're just whipping those bad boys out.
Yeah. And I made different sizes.
Those are so cute.
Yeah.
That was slightly smaller.
Yeah, I like the half and half too. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
It seems like a good way to use, like, you know, you get like, you just have enough of the zipper tape that you can't do 2 pockets with. And so, but you don't want to get rid of it. It's like 18 inches. You know, what am I going to ever use this for? But yeah, those seem perfect for that. And Jess, you said that's a free pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. And I just redid that video a couple weeks ago, I think. To add more things to it. So it has like the 2-tone option and then handles and tabs and stuff. And I even measured out where to put embroidery because people want to know where to do that. And I'm like, they always ask me when I'm home and I don't have a boxy pouch around. So I'm like, I can't measure that. So I measured every one of them and I was like, here, now you have all the information.
I'm working on one more. I got a giant one, and I'm excited to see the fabric.
I almost have my inside done.
Okay.
I'm going to work on this trifold wallet with the ID window since I got the tall done. Oh, look, I can show you guys this. I had a custom request for a mashup. It's basically my mini box tote with steel handles and then an exterior hidden pocket.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was quite the brain teaser, but I got there and it was because of the pocket. So it's like, It's so cute, right? It's just so tiny. But then this whole front side is a pocket.
Cute.
And I did a hidden snap, or not snap, but like a hidden magnet. And then the rest of it's just like a normal mini box tote. But
that is the cutest thing ever.
It's so tiny. And she sent me, she obviously knew what she wanted. She said, I want 25-inch drop from top of the bag to the top of the bag. And so I don't know what her background is, but she seemed to know a lot of the lingo. But yeah, it's so cute. Now I want to do a little video on how to do a mashup. And I think a style like this, but bigger, because this hidden pocket is so cool. Like with the,
yeah, that's awesome.
I love that little guy. But I've been full of customs recently. Oh, and then I did this one recently too. I saw a bag like this. It's just like very simple, streamlined backpack.
Oh,
Oh,
I
cute.
love that.
I love a backpack.
And then so I did like the glasses holder and then a zipper pocket in there. And it's big enough to like fit a laptop. So it's like a laptop work bag, but it's just very simple, minimal. And then I use the hardware.
Yeah, show me the top of it, the back top.
Oh.
I
Like
love
this?
that.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So and I have another one that I've been working on. Something about it pissed me off. I think the lining didn't nest quite right. So it's inside out in the corner right now.
Mhm.
But you know, whenever you're supposed to be doing things and then instead you just
Do something else.
do all sorts of other stuff. That's what I've been doing recently.
Same. Because
I did that last night.
I have my mother's partially made Christmas present here, and I just haven't finished it because I will, but I don't want to. I want to work on new things, and I don't have to ship it. Like, I'll see her on Christmas, so I could finish it Christmas morning if I wanted to. So,
I work so good under pressure. So when I don't have like vending coming up or like teaching, I just feel like a very slow moving bouncy ball in the room. I'm just like, oh, what's over here? And let me get into this, or I'll start organizing things. And yeah, I don't know why my brain works like that, but I just never want to work on stuff that I'm supposed to be.
I am the same way. That is, I think, one of my downfalls, but also I think it helps with my creativity, because like then I'm not like feeling like I have to do something. But also, if you ask me to do something, the worst thing you can say to me is like, take your time.
Yes.
In 5 years. Like, don't say that to me. You'll never get it.
I'm the same way. Unless there's money put down, it's just an idea.
Yeah.
If I don't have any like real reason to do it, then I won't do it. But like my patrons, they've been after me for a specific wallet style that I showed, I don't know, a year ago. And it wouldn't take me long. I just have to sit down and map it out and do it and create the pattern pieces. And I just don't ever do
It's
it.
just that mental block of like, people expect me to do it and now I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. It's so frustrating for me too. I hope that people know that.
I think people will
I
love
have
you.
a pattern. I started I can't even say writing. I started working on this pattern 2 years ago at a retreat. And I was like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be my last pattern I put out for the year. And it's 2 years this month and I still haven't finished it. And I don't know what my block is because I love it. I think it's beautiful, but then other things get like priority and I don't know why. And it hangs in my office. I look at it every day and I'm like that. And then I'm like, well, let me do something else instead.
I have like 3 or 4 different designs that are over here. They're here. I've made the prototypes. It's just the taking them from an idea and transferring all of my notes into a pattern format. I just can't do it. But then once I do it, it literally takes me like one day. And one day I can do the whole thing. But I also think that it's like entering that state of flow is so hard to find. And then when you do, you get it done and then you kick yourself in the ass because it took so long. But yeah, I don't know. Patterns are such a mental block for me. I have so many. I'm constantly thinking about them. But then when it comes time to put pen to paper, I'm like, no.
It's something about the process of starting it because like you said, like once I start it, I will sit there and just like bang it out in like 2 days tops and I'm done. But in the meantime, I'm like, I drag my feet. I started this bag with a cork that I can't even get anymore. That's so 2 years ago. So I can't even use those samples. Then I bought vinyl from Lauren the first time in So Magical. And then I made it out of vinyl and cork. It was one of the embossed black vinyls that you had. And then I had black, like solid black cork on it. And I did all rainbow stitching, all rainbow hardware. I use Kasaya's thread. Like it's perfect. The handles have been clipped on and not riveted since last November. They're hanging on my door, clipped onto the bag. And I've released like 6 cards this year. And I've even shown it to people and they're like, I love that bag. When are you going to have that? I'm like, for you, I'll do it next. And then I'm like, no, I won't. Sorry. I can't.
I want to. I've also been loving doing this recently. But all I want to do is make the shell. I don't want to do the interior. So it's just like an enlarged mini box tote, but I pieced it. And it's, I mean, it's literally, it's a box tote. It's just not a mini. Everything else is the same. They're just a lot bigger, but I'm loving the piecing. So I'm just making the exteriors.
Those are awesome.
But they need linings. And then by the time I get to it, I forget. Like, I'm like, okay, the measurements are somewhere in the studio. I have to find them. And they're like they're all slightly different. So yeah, that's been annoying for me. Cause I'm like, Nicole, just do it in one shot and then it'll be done.
It makes me really happy that we are the same exact brand of chaos because I'm like, is it me? And
No.
then I talk to people and I'm like, oh, thank God it's not me. We all do this and it's annoying. And I have a few outside done that I'm like, I just have to get the lining done. No, and it just hasn't happened.
Yep, it's just going to take forever. But once I get I have to vend in a couple weeks, which I'm already anxious about because I'm leaving for Thanksgiving. I'm driving up to Pennsylvania. So I'll be kind of close to you guys. But we're driving up to PA and we're going to be up there for a hot minute. And then I know as soon as I get back, I'm going to be burning the midnight oil in here, crushing, sewing. But I just work better and I'll make probably like 100 pieces in that time frame.
Yeah.
My other mental block is putting it online for sale after I make it.
Yeah, I don't want to photograph things and put up individual listings of things. It's just so time consuming. And I know that it needs to be done, but then I feel like I'm like wasting my time. And it's not a waste of time, but I'm like, oh God, I photographed because I sell jewelry on my website too, just like a little bit. And that is the hardest thing because it's so many things to photograph. And it's like I just get burned out after an hour of it. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. And then I have to upload all of them. And I just kind of get like, oh, I should be doing something more important. But this is important, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I tried to hire a girlfriend. She's a lot younger than me, probably a Gen Xer if I had to guess. But I was like, you seem like the perfect person to do this. Come over, take photos, make a listing. And I'm still waiting on her to show up.
I lost my girl that used to do that because she chose college over working for me, and I guess I respect that. But yeah, not my sister either. I had this artsy, amazing girl. She was a friend of Eric's daughter, and she was like 17 looking for a job. And I was like, sure, come over and like pack orders and fold patterns. And she's so artistic and so amazing. And then she started redoing my website. Like she was doing all this stuff, and then she went to college and I was really bummed about it. I was like, don't leave. And now she lives in Washington State. So like we're definitely cut off. It's just
it's also hard to like find good people that kind of understand the trade, and all of that. But yeah, I've been wanting to bring somebody on just to help me with random stuff like that. I've even talked to a couple people about ghostwriting my patterns so that I could just give them the pattern pieces and give them the skeleton and then have them expand on it. And then I can go back and proofread it and change what I need to change. Because I think that I would put out way more if I did that, but it's just kind of hard to find all that stuff.
Nicole, Maribel said, write down the measurements inside the cork bag and then you won't lose it. But that foresight just doesn't exist.
Well,
But
I mean, so I
somebody
have it
comes
written down,
along
but I have
and
pads
says
of paper everywhere. And I'll like a lot of my stuff is pretty similar. So I'll be like enlarged mini box tote, but that could be like so many different things in my studio. But then, yeah, writing it inside, that's a good idea. I can like write it on the cork.
Yeah. everyone is saying they're so thankful that they're not alone in feeling those ways.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I also think just like the state of the world and like how fast paced everything is, and being so in touch with everybody all the time and social media, I'm so easily affected by all of that stuff that my like mode is flight. I'm just a lever. I ignore and I put away and I try to put it out of my mind. And so that's what I do. But I feel bad for like my patrons. That's about the only thing I feel bad about right now. It's just my patrons, but they're pretty.
I was gonna say they're there because they know you and they love you. So give yourself the grace and try not to feel guilty.
Well, it's also funny because like now after the wedding, now I have this stick up my butt to move. So I've just been like super obsessed with that. It's just funny, I'll just busy myself with all things that I don't need to be busy with.
Yeah.
Busybody. Do you have any, I mean, obviously you've got the store and everything else going on. Do you have any patterns or anything like that coming down the pipeline?
Patterns for me, I don't have, all of my patterns are so old and the way I wrote them is not good. So they need a major overhaul and I just don't have the 16 hours plus that rewriting them and like reformatting them and like making new illustrations with all the things that I've learned. I can't.
Yeah.
Like I literally sit down at the end of the day and I'm like, I don't even know what I can do. Like this is the first time I've sewn to just sew in so very long because it's just like one thing after the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, girl, you got a lot of irons in the fire. I don't know how you manage.
Truly. And like we just did the adventure box with Alex and that was super fun, but like we've been working on it since February, so now that it's done it's just like, oh god. So we moved on to another thing and then like it's just going to be classes. So I've like, I don't know, I've been feeling a lot of mom guilt lately too. I can't remember, I think it was this morning. No, it was yesterday morning. Dorothy's like, Mommy, will you play with me? And I'm like, I wish I could. I have to go to work. Like I cannot not be there. So I just need to know that all of that will be there later.
Yeah.
Like I need to focus on that because that won't be there forever.
Yeah, Dorothy, you mean being baby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
being a toddler and like learning and wanting to play and so that's why I'm excited to have classes at So Whatever Studio because I don't necessarily have to teach. I can come in for a couple of hours and be like, hey, doing good? All right, bye. Like,
Exactly. I think that'll be a big load off once you get everything rocking and rolling, it'll be so nice. And then you'll find your new normal. And
yeah.
And when does Doro go to school?
So I think she can start preschool next spring, possibly. She'll be like 3.5, I guess.
Okay.
So I don't know. But yeah, we're losing our nanny. She comes and watches Dorothy every day and like teaches her. We're losing her in December. She's finding like a job that's going to pay her more and I support that. So I'm just like, okay, well, this is the perfect time to be like, work has to take a backseat. I'm back to full-time mom type thing,
Yeah. Well, and you have such a good team at the shop, so that's got to feel a little good,
Yeah, and we've kind of changed up the team just a little bit, which was nice. So I don't worry as much about who's not vibing with who,
Yeah, I can imagine that's hard to manage. Because how many people do you have now?
With me, there's 7 of us.
Yeah, that's a pretty big team.
It's huge. So yeah, I'm thankful that I can take a step back,
Does CJ work with you too still?
Yes.
Okay.
And then so we'll be able to like split days with Dorothy, which will be nice.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah. I know it's probably just super overwhelming right now, but I hope that you're proud of yourself. I mean, everything that you've accomplished and all the stuff that you're doing is just super wild to watch, and it's happening so fast. And I hope that you can take a step back and and look at it all.
I should, but sometimes I'm like, nope, don't think about it. Just keep going. Don't think about it. Don't stop and think about it. You'll fall apart. Like, don't
Yeah.
think-
What do you mean, like imposter syndrome wise, or just financially,
yeah, I
or
think
what?
so.
All
Yeah,
of it?
I think just like letting it soak in. Like, I don't want to take it for granted. Like, I don't want to, you know what? I don't know. Like, don't think it's enough, I guess.
Well, yeah, but also at the
weird.
same time, give yourself time to breathe and grow into this new
Yeah.
facet, because this adding on the building is really huge. It's so
It is.
cool.
Yeah, I completely agree. And like, it just feels unreal, but we're also not quite there yet. Like, we moved the machines in today, which felt like it should have felt real, but like, we can't turn the freaking lights on and we can't plug them in and we can't unwrap them because it's still kind of dirty in the area. And I'm just like, I want it to feel real. I want to look up and go, yes, this is exactly what was in my head. But right now it's just bare bones still.
So somebody told me, because that's how I'm feeling, just to relate a little bit, but you know, like I want to move so bad. I'm so ready to move. And I was just lamenting about how frustrating it all is. And she was like, Nicole, this time next year, you're going to be here. Like, we're going to be doing the holidays together, and this is going to be a drop in the bucket. And so just take it for what it is, and try not to get lost in the sauce, basically.
Right, for sure. And
it's hard when you're in the thick of it, though, and you just want to see this thing come to fruition.
Yeah. And I think just having so many events, and like, I'm trying to work and work and work. And I truly don't get to step back and go, whoa, yeah.
Well, we've all seen it. You're literally building an empire. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's very inspiring. I'm not going to build an empire, but I'll come hang out in yours.
Yes, please. I built my empire for you. You know what I mean? Like,
that's it's so rad to see. I mean, building a whole ass building, Lauren.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is okay. Like, you have permission to step back and say, damn, I did a good job. And I know it's hard. Here is, again, like Nicole was saying, like, just kind of relating to this. I've owned my own business since 2011. It's not like I haven't had a business. And a friend of mine, like a friend of a friend, was like, my new bakery is opening, and like, here's like all of our things. And like, she was very popular in our area with like these cakes she made. And I remember just sitting there going, wow, it must be nice. Like, you have your own business and you have like this bakery and stuff. And then I'm like, you own your own business. Why are you like, you're happy for her, and you're like, well, that just really stinks. Like, why, you know, I wish I had that. And I'm like, dude, you do. Like,
you literally do.
You step back and say, it's okay to like have a moment. And the first time that I had a class in my studio, I walked around, I turned all the lights on, and I plugged in the irons, and I was waiting, and I was like, I love it here. Like, this is mine. It's not somebody else's shop. I don't have to go anywhere. And I get to stand here, and I'm like, they're coming to like my place and hanging out here, and like, we get to laugh and have fun, and I get to give them a tour of everything. I'm like, this feels pretty cool. And I just stood there and like smiled, like really awkwardly. I was like, this is amazing. But it's okay, you know? And then I'm all
ready for that.
We're all really bad about doing it. We're great at pumping each other up, but then we don't want to like say anything nice about ourselves, because it just still feels awkward, and it shouldn't. We should be proud of ourselves, all of us. Like,
yeah, like, how come we can look at somebody else and be like, holy crap, but we can't like do that for ourselves?
Exactly.
I think for me,
it's funny because, especially like this group, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Rude. No, I'm just kidding.
I look at this, like, not just us, but like the kind of like the bigger circle that we've kind of developed with like the So Magical kind of group. And we're all talking about each other constantly, and like, look at this amazing thing I got from Lauren, and like, Nicole did this fun video, and like, we are more than happy to pump each other up. And I feel like it's the people that are like, look at me, that they're not in that circle, because they are so focused on themselves that I think we're so nice to each other that we kind of are like, yeah, but I'm doing all right. But look at Lauren and her new building. And it's like, but you're allowed to say, look at mine. It's cool.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, I think for me, I worry that if I sit back for too long, that like, I'll just be like, well, that's it. You know, I don't know. And like, I am responsible for 6 other people's paychecks.
Right.
And like I came to that realization the other night, like I continue to work my butt off so that I can pay those people. And it's a really weird feeling because I'm so used to like making it for me, I guess, more or less.
Exactly.
And now I'm like, whoa, it's even bigger than that because I have 6 people's livelihoods.
Because you start a business because it's something you're passionate about, but also you want it to be a sustainable income for yourself because it's your job. You don't want to go at the 9 to 5 where you're not happy and do this as your side gig when you have the opportunity to do it full time. And then you bring employees on and it does change everything because you're like, if something happens, I'm responsible for you. COVID was hard when we were in our lockdown and I was like, I don't know how to say this, but you guys can't stay here. And they were so understanding about it, but you still feel so bad because you're like, you have to leave. And it's not my choice, but like, I don't know what to say to you. You have to go.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Have you hired employees again since COVID, Jess, or have you been rocking it on your own?
No, well, there went that. I don't know where that went. No, the 2 of them came back. One of them is not with us anymore. And my mom retired during COVID, which was amazing. So my mom will like do odds and ends. And then Barb is my main employee and she does all of our shipping and all of that kind of stuff. And her son actually works for us now. Because he really can't work outside of the home and he loves to work at 3 o'clock in the morning and it's hard to find jobs that let you do that. So he does like all the menial stuff that we don't have time to do, but he just like thrives on it. Like he takes care of the templates and he puts hardware together. And then my husband, who still has his own business and works full time, also travels with me and comes over and cuts like all the cork and the waterproof canvas. And so
and he's the model. He models your stuff.
He models. He does TikToks with me. Yes. So, and he cooks me dinner and makes me fruity alcoholic beverages, and he just does all the things because he has no choice. He's stuck with me forever. So that's marriage. But I have more volunteers than employees, and I'm very happy about all of that.
Yeah, that's so nice.
My mom always helped me, but now that she is retired, like I'll just tell her like I have a bunch of paddocks to fold, and she's like, "Come over tomorrow." I'm like, no questions asked, and she'll just come over and sit and chat and do stuff, and then she'll help me get ready if we have like an event or whatever.
I love that.
And then she goes to Florida with me to hang out in my booth.
Yep, I've seen her there.
You have.
Lauren, are you excited for Washington?
I am so
Yellow?
excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
How long are you gonna stay? Do you know? Are you coming early or staying late?
We're staying like maybe a day late. CJ's gonna be home with Dorothy, so like I can't stay forever.
Yeah.
We have an Airbnb that we rented because it's going to be my coworkers, but really good friends, Steve and Lindsay, are going to be driving everything.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be staying, and I think until March 5th. So February 27th to March 5th, and we're going to try to go to Forks, just because why not?
Go where?
Yeah, Forks. Where Twilight's based off of. I don't know. I'm just really obsessed with hating Twilight right now.
Yeah, sorry. You know me. I'm not like hip
so
to any of
bad.
that stuff. I'm like, what's that? I did see the first Twilight. They're like not zombies, vampires.
Yes. I read all the books. I just don't remember a lot.
Yeah.
So Lauren, we'll definitely have to hang out. I'm probably going to be staying at my sister's because she lives in Olympia, which is really close. But yeah, I'll have to make her come up and maybe she can bring. Oh, you're not bringing Dora, okay? But yeah, you can meet my baby niece Juno if they come.
So
it's a 6-hour drive.
Follow-up questions.
Yes.
Are you going to the show too, Nicole? And Lauren, how did you get involved in this show? Why'd you pick this one?
Okay, so last year Kayla and I went to Sew Expo to check it out, and like it's huge, and like it was just a really fun, like laid back feeling. It's in the on the fairgrounds of Puyallup in Washington. And like it was just so nice. Like the show floor was huge and open, and it was fun to walk around. I don't feel like there were like tons and tons and tons and tons of people, but there were a lot. So I was looking around and I saw the hardware and bag making offerings.
Yes. And you were like,
From some of our favorites. And I was like, hi, baby.
I'm pretty sure that my friends from Sassafras Lane do that show.
Yes, they do.
Okay, that I thought they did.
Okay, hold on 1 second, Dorothy. You want me to hold you?
Yeah.
Oh, I unplugged the wrong one.
Mama, what are you working on?
I made some stuff, Dorothy.
I want to see. I want to watch.
Okay, you're gonna come hang out. Here's the ones I made. I made this one for Sarah. And I think this one for Emily. I think she'll like it. Do you like them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I want my bag.
Oh, they're yours now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole, what are you doing? Are you teaching? Are you vending?
I'm teaching. Yeah, I'm teaching 2 classes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I saw that Lauren applied, and then
I
I
want to watch your bag.
walked on over to
I
the
want
website and
to watch
applied.
your bag.
Hi, Dorothy.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you say bye?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Say hi. That's Nicole. You remember Nicole?
Hi.
And that's Jess.
Remember me? We walked around the big cruise ship together.
I want to watch you.
You're going to watch or you're going to sew with me?
So with you.
Okay, well, let's try it.
Okay, what do we do first? What do we do first?
We're going to clip them in place.
Okay.
You want to help me? You want to grab some clips?
Okay. Here's some clips.
Dorothy, what are we making?
A bag.
We're gonna make a bag. All right.
I love it. Straight to the point.
Yep.
A bag. Obviously.
It's so wild that she's like on your lap talking about making bags.
I
She's
agree.
like an actual person. Like
Yeah.
No, not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
But not I mean not a big girl yet, but like a talking.
Uh-huh.
Like full sentences and saying, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do first? Like that's pretty.
Like, Mama,
So-
what you making?
I
Yeah.
know, and that's why I'm so sad we're gonna lose the nanny because she's taught her most of this, not me. Ooh, you got it? Hamstring?
Help me.
Of course I will. Sometimes she'll go, "What are you talking about?" And then she goes, "Stop talking." Like, I don't understand it. I don't want to know.
Yeah, she's like, we're done with that topic.
Yeah.
My friend's daughter, when she was about that age, got the sass. She was brushing her hair one day and she goes, "Stop, you're so annoying." Like, where did you get that from?
Juno tells a your mama joke now. It's pretty cute.
And how old is she?
She'll be 4 in March.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like a knock knock your mama joke. It's pretty cute. She doesn't really, it's her delivery's not the greatest, but just hearing that little voice say "your mama" is hilarious. She has 2 older brothers, so
Oh, first now?
Really.
We gotta sew it.
I want you to go.
Okay. Where do you keep your fingers?
On it.
Yep, out of the way.
she's gonna be like the youngest seamstress on an industrial.
handle.
No, we don't keep our hand there. That's the opposite of where we want our hand. No, Dorothy. No hand there.
Oh, that's the handle.
It looks like a handle, but not good. We do not want our hands there, okay? Can you make sure? They're selling too. You want to ask them what they're making?
What are you making?
I'm making a wallet.
I'm making a wallet too. See, it's called a trifold. She's like, yeah, I don't care.
Is it done yet?
Nope.
This
Oh.
is
Mine's done.
Oh, Nicole's is done. Did you look?
Look,
Ooh.
look, it's sparkly.
Oh, I love that cork.
What do you think, Dorothy? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Let me have it.
I don't think you can get it through the screen. Can you get it?
No.
Oh. I'll have to make you something. I'll send you something.
Okay, thank you.
Dorothy, when's your birthday?
She asked you when your birthday is. Do you know?
No.
Was it in October?
Oh, yeah, hold it.
Okay, you gonna snip my threads for me?
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. I'll tell you when. Oh, careful! Don't put them too close to your face.
So Nicole, do you take these custom orders when you do shows, or are these through your website?
Random. So, I mean, I haven't been vending, but this person just hit me up and asked for this, which I offer this on my website, but yeah, usually it's just like randomly people will just email me and say, "Hey, I want a bag that looks like this." And I'm like, "Cool." The Taste Steel mini box tote mashup, I saw her at a show and then I told her to hit me up and she actually did. You know, a lot of people don't ever really follow through.
Absolutely.
But yeah, usually people will just come to me. Come to me. It's funny, whenever it feels like you're not gonna get any orders, like I didn't have any shows planned, I had no orders. Like for the first time all year, my queue was empty, and then I was like, oh no. And then, of course, like a week later, I'm like, oh god, here I go again.
Yeah, that's how it always is.
Good problem to have, but
I have to let my dog out. I'll be right back. She's giving me the death stare.
Nicole, when do your classes cut close? Go on sale for Washington Cut Up here?
that is a great question. I don't know. Because that's something that's done all through their site. All I know is that I'm teaching one on Friday and one on Saturday, one on Sunday.
We're gonna turn it out.
Cool. Are you allowed to say what you're teaching or not yet?
I don't see why not. I'm doing the bifold wallet and the gallivanter.
Nice.
And guess what time they scheduled me for?
9 a.m.
8.
Yeah, they gave you the Jess
technically
special.
that's 10 your time.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so at least
Okay.
it's not as bad.
Well, I'm going to a bachelorette party that whole week before in the Dominican Republic. So I'll be flying home Tuesday and then I have to fly out Thursday or Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what time zone I'll be in for that, but
That's fair.
And then a few weeks after that, you go to New Orleans, right? Like
Yep.
that's the end of March.
Yeah, so it's the weekend. So Dominican is over Brandon's birthday. Oopsies. Be out of town for that. And then that following weekend is the expo, and then in 3 weeks is the retreat.
That is.
But that's it. That's how as far as I've gotten scheduled. It's so weird. I mean, certainly I'll do the next Florida retreat or the next Florida expo too, but
Right.
I got to get up to y'all's neck of the woods.
Yes, for sure. You know what, we talk and then we get distracted by other things, but like we all have things we need to do together.
Yep.
So we got this. We did this. We actually found through.
This is a little easier because generally we're going to be in the studios anyway. So it's like, yeah, sure, I'll go live.
Absolutely.
Dorothy, how's it going?
She's concentrating.
Yes, she is.
You're cutting the threads and then pushing them into the machine.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's a different technique.
Yeah. A little backward sewing.
Good. And more so.
What else do you want me to sew?
Another bag.
I don't have anything cut out.
How about more fabric?
Did I cut more fabric?
Yeah. And this is it.
Oh, that won't cut much fabric. They're just for thread.
Good.
Thread.
All right. Let's see.
You're all done? Okay. Well, thanks for hanging with me. I loved it.
Awesome.
Bye, Dorothy.
Hi.
What is this?
That's a lighter. I'm going to put this in the drawer, okay?
Yeah. So Linda asked, when you take a pattern and do it with cork and raw edges, do you cut on the seam allowance instead of the actual pattern edges? I never have done that. I've actually never thought to do that. I always just cut it normally.
Same. Yeah, I don't I don't know. I didn't even think to try it differently. I just cut it whatever it says.
I think the difference though is that any pattern that's designed to be raw edges is going to already have that taken into account. But if you're taking a pattern and making it raw edge, generally speaking, you wouldn't do that. Like if you're taking, you can sew cork right or wrong sides together, or wait, right sides together and flip still. So I think that would just depend on the pattern. But if I was, because raw edge patterns generally are written as raw edge patterns.
Right.
But so I guess the short answer is we cut the normal pattern line.
And my answer is I don't know because I don't think a lot. So I just
do it.
I just do.
I just do it and I hope it comes out all right. I don't know.
All right. So Ziba, hopefully I'm saying that right, said, I sure wish we could host any of you for a class. Alas, it is a small shop. Well, we can always rent a hotel.
Yeah. These are so fun. They nest.
Oh, are you putting them inside each other?
Well, just because I was like, how are the sizes? And yeah, they nest. That's so cute. I made one that's way bigger than the pattern. Are you ready for this? It's massive because like the one I made fits my makeup pretty well, but I have too much and I don't want to not bring stuff. So I made one that's even bigger, and it's 18 by 11 or something.
2 panels of 18 by 11?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so tall. Nice.
Yeah.
I did 3 inches. I was like, well, that's probably too much, but I like it.
That would be a good project size bag too.
Yeah, that's like a great. I'm thinking makeup too, but yes, projects.
Oh yeah. Well, all I wear is eyeliner and mascara.
Yeah.
I have as much of a makeup obsession as I do of like bag components. So there are many drawers of it. It's a little ridiculous.
I'll buy it. I just don't know how to use it. All right. Let's see. What were you gonna say, Lauren?
You don't need it.
Oh, thanks.
You don't need makeup.
It's hard to disguise the spy head I've got going on.
What's up?
All right.
Listen to your body.
I did it.
Oh, Sarah said, you ladies are helping my crappy week too, and the vodka shots don't hurt either. Nice, Sarah.
You have a big hair.
I have braids in my hair.
Hubby brought me one too. Okay.
Are you back?
Charlie said his bird yells whenever he gets on Zoom calls because she hates when he's talking to somebody else. That's funny.
Yes, he mutes himself during all of our retreats. And then whenever he doesn't mute himself, we know that the bird is happy. So.
That's funny.
Dorothy.
What is she doing?
She just knocked
she
over
pulled the-
herself.
I just saw it in real time on the actual on the television. Hi CJ, saw you
You
too.
watching the programs?
What?
They said they saw you. Hi, CJ.
Oh, hello.
Good thing you're not naked.
Nope.
That would have been a real awkward conversation to have with everyone.
Yeah, on a live, like, oh, oopsies.
During one of our Zoom retreats, somebody's husband was trying to show her something on the computer and he didn't have a shirt on. So there was a lot of man boobage on the screen way too close. And I was like, maybe we should watch that from now on. Cause like, no offense to your husband, but I know a lot about him now. So
Maybe not that.
That'll happen.
yes, Roxy is back, but I finished my wallet. So
Let's see.
she doesn't care. So
We care. Roxy may
yeah,
not.
Roxy doesn't care about anything. So
That one.
pockets and pockets. And this goes down.
No,
Goes here.
We're gonna go there.
no.
That's cool. And so what part comes apart? Like what comes off?
So if you don't want to do the snap pouch on the outside or the snap, you can just leave those off and leave the outside.
No,
And then you have your money part and then your ID window. Thank you. And credit cards. All credit cards here.
So I promise that's literally the pattern that lady sent to me. So I'm going to send her to you for that pattern. Because she said, if you write this, I'll buy it. And I was like, that's a really intriguing design, but you're doing it. So I'm just going to send her to you.
Or
I'm gonna have
do your own version of it and sell it, because I already decided this was free and because I was too lazy to write it. So, you know,
I'll just have to read over yours and see if it would be similar to what I would do. I'm not going to do that because no. But now I'll have to remember who asked that. But I've got like a huge zit coming up on my lip. I can't stop messing with it.
Okay, well that's why you have mudge all over you. That's thank you. That's great.
All right, kids. Well, I think I'm going to kick it. We've been on here for we said an hour. It's been an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it sure has.
A good slow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. This was so much fun.
It was fun. Hopefully we answered people's questions. I know that we weren't really paying too much attention to the comments. So
I was paying some attention to mine, and it was mostly people having conversations within themselves. And I put some comments on the screen, but there were no like serious questions that I was like, let me interrupt this natural flow of conversation. You know?
okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Lauren, your speaker sounds a little bit funny. I don't know if it's from your from that falling over, but just if you want to check it before you do another video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I also have like a separate mic, so I can it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful Friday.
Yes.
Me too. I hope we do
Thanks.
this more.
Yes, I'm
Sure.
totally down. We should
Yeah.
definitely stitch a
Yeah.
bitch, baby.
And next time we can even try to make something together, and that would be fun. So
I love that.
We should do the round robin of like we pick a pattern that somebody else
Perfect.
did.
I love it.
It's like
All
the
right.
Brady Bunch. All right, ladies. Love
Love
you.
you all.
See you
Love
online.
you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, y'all too. Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. All right, bye guys.
Okay.